anytime during this broadcast of something you would like to discuss. Hello, finally, to our YouTube audience that is watching us literally around the globe. And I would like to say hello again to our podcast audience. This is Impacting Life 24/7 Open Mic Monday, which is always full of frivolity and fun. Hello to my cousin who just probably popped in for a minute. I know he's going to be having a baby soon if he didn't already. So thankful for you and your continued family camaraderie. Hello to Blake. And again, all of my friends around the country. I'm cold wearing a coat. Yes, it's freezing down here, Ron. And we're so poor that my wife won't even let us turn the heat on. So I like to just start a fire right in the middle of this dining room. But again, that's why I can't get to Boone. So I need anyone who joins to type in the comments, Boone. I know for those of you listening, you can't appreciate the full, not soon, brother. Terrence, not soon. It's Boone, B-O-O-N. E. B-O-O-N-E. I need everybody to type in the comments, Boone. You guys are helping me. Yes, I'm wearing this coat because I want people to see what I want to do for my birthday. I want Mariah. Why is there air? I don't understand what that means, Ron. But really, Boone is a beautiful place in the mountains. And we went there one time and we just had an absolute blast. I couldn't inner tube down the mountain because I had recovered from 2 major back surgeries. And so my kids got to go. My wife was too scared to go. So this year, February the 6th, 2020, you're going to see CL King. Your baby was here? Oh, soon. Okay, I'm so sorry, Terrence. I am like a total loss here. Terrence's baby, who's my cousin. Terrence is my cousin here. I told everyone to type in Boone. He types in soon, but that was in response. That was in response to my question, was his child here? So I got to keep up with my own self. Terrence and I have the same birthday. Terrence, type in the comments, Boone. B-O-O-N-E. Happy birthday to you too. Pre-birthday. Mariah, you are a goon. So to get to Boone, it's just going to be a few dollars in gas. We stay in a very, very nice hotel, but if all the kids chip in and not make dad have to cover the entire cost, perhaps maybe dad can get to Boone. Are you folks in YouTube watching? And can you, oh Lord, can you folks in YouTube land please help me? Boone, thank you, Terrence. I see that the majority rules. We're going to Boone if I have to walk. Okay. Yes, you just had your leadership retreat there, Dustin. And I'm telling you, I fell in love with it. I went there several years in a row with the Go Dares. They had a men's conference there. And it's a different kind of cold in the mountains. But I'm looking forward to getting back there. And now we start Open Mic Monday. Are there any topics that anyone would like to talk about? Typically, I set the stage for the topics throughout the week, but Monday, we open it up to what issues are you concerned about that we would like to share on this platform. I'm on multiple platforms, literally around the country and worldwide on my YouTube channel. And so you can type it in. You can email us at clkgorg@gmail.com. And of course, just chime in because that's what open mic is. Now, I was given a discussion earlier offline by a man who is in a leadership position. Some of you are in leadership. If you're married, if you own your own home, if you're a supervisor or whatever the case may be, all of us are in leadership positions. If you don't have anyone that you're leading, you still are in a leadership position because you have to lead yourself. And I identified with this person's details about a particular stressor that they're going through. I identify with this stressor because some leaders are unique. Some leaders have a unique purpose. Some leaders have a unique passion. And sometimes they are outsiders, even amongst the very constituents that they lead. I feel that way in most cases of leadership. When I started my nonprofit over a decade ago, I'm not from my state. I'm not from North Carolina. I'm not from the city that I launched it in. And so I was a bit of an outsider, and I didn't have a mentor to show me how to start it. There was just so many variables that I had to find people that believed in me, that were outside of the mission that I was trying to accomplish. I like what T.D. Jakes said. He said that you have three types of people in your life. You have comrades, you have constituents, and you have confidants. Okay. The confidant realm is the realm of people that are for you. They don't care what your purpose is. They don't care what your goal is. They don't care what your project is. They are for you. And so oftentimes you won't have a whole host of confidants. For all of you out there watching me on YouTube, listening on Impacting Life 24/7 podcast, and our Facebook Live audience, you will not have a whole host or a orchestra or an ensemble of confidants. Do you know why? Because not everybody that's with you is for you. That don't mean they're out to get you. That just means they have their own particular agenda. And so when you're a leader, you've got to have some folks, and it's usually only two or three in your. I only have three confidants that I tell my struggles as a leader, because you can't air those things out to the folks you're leading. And then when you're leading a group of people and you feel like you don't even fit the organization that you're in a leadership in, here's why. It's because you are uniquely made for the purpose of what you're leading. Okay, here's the deal for me. I'll just be honest with you. I lead in church. I lead in the community. I lead at work, at the place that employs me and gives me money every now and then. I lead in all different facets. And in all of those areas, I don't have a ton of friends. I don't have, all of those areas, a lot of people don't like my style. It's a very rigid style, because that's the way I came in the world. That's the way I was raised. I was raised to not give excuses. I was raised not to be a pansy. I was just raised that way. So that's the way my leadership style is. And a lot of people don't like that. They want passive marshmallow, chocolate, roses, flowers stuff. And all that leadership does have a purpose. That's just not me. And so when I am the way I am, I know that I don't have a lot of people to confide in or to hang out with. I feel like I'm an outsider, but my mission is greater than the members. You follow me? Because when I put the hammer down to go forward with something, I don't say this braggadociously, YouTube, but I get results. I'm not interested in anything else. When I put the hammer down, it's about results. Whether you like me or not, and all that other kind of stuff is irrelevant. Whether you feel like I'm such a great, honey dripping off your lips kind of leader, that's irrelevant to me. What's more relevant is that I get results for whatever the mission is, whatever the passion is. And so if you're in that type of leadership model and you have that and you feel like you're an outsider, you need to get yourself 2 or 3 confidants. Okay, get yourself 2 or 3 confidants. Those are people that are for you. They're not going to talk bad about you. If you go rob a bank, they ain't going to tell on you. You know what I'm saying? If you cheat on your taxes, they're not going to turn you into the IRS. You better run, but they're not going to do that. They're not going to look bad on you when you fail. They're not going to judge you when you fall short, when you set an initiative and you don't even accomplish the mission. That confidant is going to be there for you to say, man, I blew it. I feel like quitting. And all that confidant is going to do is say, man, I believe in you. Get back up again and let's do it. It's a confidant. That's a confidant. Constituents are folks that are just for what you are for. Constituents are for what you are for. You get that? Confidants are for you. TD Jakes said constituents are for what you are for. What your mission is, what your cause. But once the cause is over and once the mission is complete, they ain't with you no more. You don't see them around no more. They're in for a season. They're scaffolding. Okay, they're for your cause. They're for what you agree with. Comrades, Bishop Jakes said, are for what you are against. So if you're against something, we need to, whatever it is, they join for that. And that's it. But you can't confide in a comrade. You can't confide in a constituent. You can only confide in a confidant. My friend Phil says, me and my brother Mike have been busting our cans trying to start our own podcast. Very good. It's free, very, very simple to do. There's a bunch of different platforms that you can do it on. And don't feel like you got to have $10 million worth of equipment and all this perfect lighting and all these various scenarios. In fact, I don't know if I sent you an invitation to my leadership initiative, Phil. But for those of you that would like to learn various things like that, I teach that on there as well as listen to other people's leadership tips. So starting a podcast, here's the number one thing they say to start a podcast is start. Imagine that. It's that simple. I obviously have a podcast microphone and all that. I use YouTube and Facebook for a different purpose though, because my podcast is recorded. You can't see my podcast audience, and my podcast audience won't hear this until I upload it to Apple, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. That'll be later after the show is done. But I utilize the live feeds because I am a live speaker. I've been speaking publicly before audiences since I was 14. I've traveled across the country and spoke in front of many, many people. And spoken to 250,000 kids and students and staff around this state over the past decade. And I feel like I don't want to be all canned and sound so professional that it rocks people to sleep. Okay, even though the content is great. Just the other day, I covered guns in church. Should we have guns in church? I covered the content that's important to me and edgy and what's going on in society. So congratulations, Phil, on 5 episodes in. In fact, drop it in the comments what your podcast is so we can get you some subscriptions and people watching you and listening to you. And we love to help and support you and maybe even have you as a guest on our podcast. That'd be cool, and vice versa. So listen, as in a leadership principle, this is all I wanted to tell you, is that sometimes you will feel alone. Okay, I've had to get over that piece. My greatest confidant, obviously, is my wife. So I really should have 4 because I have 3 outside of her. My greatest confidant is my wife. In other words, she's for me and she hears me complain and bellyache and whine and fuss about some of the frustrations I have as a leader. Okay, because in my arena, leadership is about results. And I know that I'm teaching on my leadership initiative, 20 leadership tips over 20 days. And you do have to be a refined leader. Not one approach works for everybody. I get all of that. But what I am saying is sometimes you feel like an outsider and you don't even feel like you're connecting to the organization that you're leading the people in. And I just wanted to encourage um, the submission tonight, the person that submitted this tonight, that's okay. Okay. You have to be willing to realize it's bigger than you. Okay. What you're doing for that organization, because I know this person is doing something phenomenal. Okay. I know this person, ladies and gentlemen, on YouTube and on Impacting Life 24/7, they are reaching a demographic of people that nobody has the guts to reach. Okay. I am amazed at this person's perseverance. I'm amazed at their turnaround in life. And they were a loner before they began this mission. And so I want to encourage them. Don't be discouraged by being by feeling alone. Okay. Your approval, your affirmation comes from your confidants. And that should be obviously number one, your spouse if you're married, and then three people that are independent from what you're doing, that you can just tell and say, look, man, this is really getting to me. And I do that. I do that regularly. So does anyone else have any other? I'm not going super long tonight because my wife told me I had to hurry because she's got a life she's got to do. I'm going to drink from this mason jar. We got like 10,000 mason jars in the house. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to discuss? Anything in the current events of the world that have you scared? Anything in the world that has you freaking out? Here we are. I'm seeing kids. I think I've been on YouTube 17 minutes. I don't know how long I've been on here. Let me go to my podcast and see. Oh, 23. Okay, we're going to wrap it up within 30. Thoughts on Iran? Here's the deal. I don't have to measure, and you'll find this out, Phil. I don't have to measure a single word that I utter on my podcast. You know why? Because it's mine. It's my feelings. And if folks don't like it, they can tune in elsewhere. Here's what I would never, ever, ever do. Okay. I didn't do this under, let me see here, 39, 38, 44, 45. I didn't do this under the past 7 presidents that I've been living. Let me help you. What I would never do is endorse this foolishness that says we're going to put a hit out on the president of the United States. I don't want to offend anyone. Whatever your political beliefs are, that's your belief. Hey, Augie, great to see you. But what I don't want is for us to get so polarized politically that we start channeling this energy towards the foolishness of, hey, we're going to put a hit out on the president. Okay, that's just where I draw the line. I'm in groups, I'm in political groups, okay, where we discuss some very heated political topics, man. You know, okay, look, check this out. It's Phil. I'm trying to find the right words because I am not as up to speed on the Iran issue, except for I know what happened and I know that we took out a bad guy. Here's what a few meatballs. Wow. Here's what I do know, that we have taken out dictators over the course of our country's history. All right. And whatever side of the fence you're on politics is your absolute right. Okay. People's blood have been spilled on this ground, this terra firma, for your right to feel and vote how you want to. Amen. But what we have to always remember at the end of the day is that we are all Americans. Okay. And we should never, ever endorse or fuel silliness about taking out the commander in chief. That's just where I draw the line. I did that for President Obama. I did that for President George W. Bush. I did that for President Clinton. I did that for President George H.W. Bush. I did that for President Carter because I was born during the Carter era. My point is, did you notice that I refer to him as president? Okay? I don't listen. If you agree with every leader, if you agree with everything your particular person that you voted for in office, if you agree with every single thing they're doing, then your mind is a 1 inch by 1 inch square box. Okay. That I told the group that I'm in that, man, everyone that gets elected will say anything to get elected. Okay, so don't be so naive that you putting all your faith and confidence in who is in their elected office. I do believe politics are important, but what's happening in Iran has got to be adjudicated accordingly. But what we cannot do is begin to fuel some silly rhetoric that says, yeah, because he did this, let's take out the president. Man, them fools talking about putting some $80 million bounty on the president's head. We should, regardless of our political background, say absolutely not. Come on and try to get him. Come across our borders and see what happens, because you can't get here. That's the way I feel about it, okay? I don't, and I'll just tell you straight up. I tell it on my other more aggressive group. I don't vote straight ticket. I don't vote straight ticket on nothing, and that's my right to do that. I look at what the people are representing. I look at what they represent. I see if their moral compass is in line with mine, and if it ain't jiving, I ain't pulling the handle. It's that simple. People can edit your stuff. My wife's telling me to calm down. Okay. Whew. Yeah, my blood pressure rises. And here's what I wanted to tell you about that. Because do you notice we can be talking and laughing and carrying on, and the minute we inject politics or religion, folks ready to throw down. Did you know that? The minute we inject politics or religion, folks is ready to get busy. Like they fighting, they throwing fists for their candidate. And me personally, where I stand on all things relative to that is I'm responsible for, I'm about to tell you my address. I'm responsible for this house. I'm responsible for making a change in the people that live here, my seed, and then furthering the betterment of mankind. Okay. What the economy does, who is in the White House, what they feel, I vote. If it don't work out, at the end of the day, I put my trust in God Almighty. That's where my hope lies. Dustin says, at the end of the day, we are all Americans. First, politics shouldn't matter at all when it comes to the threat to America. Like it or hate Trump is the leader of the nation, so is the threat against the free world. And that is true. Me having served, and many folks on here having served in the United States military, we took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. If some of you need to go back and research your history, Vietnam was a quagmire. Okay, Vietnam was a quagmire. Westmoreland was trying everything he could to bomb the enemy out, and it was not working. But guess what? We kept sending troops over there, and the troops had to fight. Okay, so while we're in theater, I support the commander in chief, whoever he is. That was my 30 seconds on Iran. I apologize because it probably didn't do it any justice. Any other comments, questions, or concerns? How to get reacquainted with your cat because my cat has decided to disown me, even though I buy its food. Because the other day, the cat hissed at me. Here's the deal. Here's the deal I got with the cat. For all you animal lovers out there, plug your ears. Here's the deal I got with the cat, brother. I'm trying to love on you, trying to ease up on you and give you some love, and you hiss at me, bam, with the pillow. Goodbye. Get off my couch. Am, is Peter coming to put me in shackles, Mariah? Am I going down in a blaze of glory? Because did you say yes, Journey? Okay, but all I did was I shoot him with the pillow. Okay, I didn't like bash his brains in. Jeez, the way they're making it sound like I'm just like no, 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 no. But I'm like, look, dog, I am at the top of the food chain. Matter of fact, I provide your food chain. I'm not in your food chain, so you can't hiss at me, bro. Don't hiss at me, bro. What you think, Fatty Bear? Oh, she's hiding because she got her wild wig on. Say hello to everybody.
Hi.
All right, so is a cat what you expect a dog is the way to go? Cats aren't trainable. They train you. Yes, they cats really do. I would love to have a dog. We say we're too busy for a dog. We have a dog door, so I don't know why I don't have a golden retriever. It's my goal. Bye, Pillowhead. It's my goal in life to have a golden retriever one day. In fact, if you guys would like to donate a golden retriever to my birthday campaign, I'll take that too. But cats aren't trainable. They march to a beat of a different drum. And I have to remember that from time to time, Augie, because homegirl be acting all funny. I'm like, yo, I'm bringing you some food. Mariah, can you bring my cat to me? I'm bringing you some food. I'm trying to love on you and show you love. And no dog, no Boone, no cat. Wait a minute, are we getting rid of the cat too? Georgia Bailey is new to our assembly here, the king. Did she hiss? What's wrong with that thing? Bring her over here. Georgia Bailey, everybody says, oh, go to the pound. And so Charlie, our cat, died just his year. Is he still doing it? What is she doing? So our cat Charlie died that we had for almost a decade. Beautiful black, fluffy faced cat. And we were in mourning for a while. I mean, a long while. And this is Open Mic Monday, y'all. So I'm closing out with greetings. They're probably going to try to scratch me. Say hello to everybody. Oh, say hello. Say hi, Georgia Bailey. See, that's what her name is. Georgia Bailey. She's her name comes from George Bailey from It's a Wonderful Life. And since it's a girl, we called her Georgia Bailey. And all I tried to do was love on her. And man, she hissed at me and put her ears back and showed me her teeth. And I said, guess what? I'm not in your food chain, kid. So get off my couch. So anyway, we love Georgia, but whoa, okay. We love Georgia, but she is the replacement to Charlie. And so we're getting accustomed to her. And I think she's getting accustomed to us. Hey, listen, guys, I hope that this has been just a lighthearted departure from the norm for you. I pray, Augie, that you have continued safe travels. Phil, if you want to drop the comment on what your show is or tag me later, tag me in it. I would love to be a part of it. Dustin, so glad that you joined us, and the many others that were joining us tonight on our show and podcast, Impacting Life 24/7, Open Mic Monday. I thank you all for watching. I pray God's blessings over every one of you. Okay? Listen, it is not wrong to disagree. Okay? It is not wrong to disagree. It's wrong to disagree in hate. Okay, that's where we get off. So I love you. I'm praying for you. Praying God bless you and keep you and watch over you in Jesus' name. Have a great night. God bless you.